Muslim community is inaccurate and strikes fear and perpetuates conspiracies against all Muslims, which we've seen the results in real life.
And you certainly would not want to ascribe extremist, racist, or terrorist views to particular religions. At that point, we're just headed towards religious warfare, right?
So there needs to be much more, you're right, Mr. Raskin, much more in preventing violent extremism, in tracking and in interrupting that violence. But what I would say, the ADL actually believes that civil society groups like those that Ms. Patterson and others are, and academics and the academic institutions are better situated right now to look at the de-radicalization. Where is hate? How do we do it? Where's the prevalence? And how do we—
Let me stop you there just because I want to get one question into Ms. Patterson. Right. I appreciate that. So one of the groups that lost money was called Life After Hate. They had a $400,000 grant that just got axed. We had a big rally against the white supremacists who came to Washington on the one-year anniversary of the Charlottesville murder of Heather Heyer. And we had people from this group, Life After Hate. They took young people who'd gotten into extremist groups because it gave them a sense of belonging. It gave them a sense of membership. Some people are actually racist, anti-Semitic ideologues, and others are confused, unemployed young people who have nowhere to go. And this group is working to get them out of it. Life After Hate. I wonder what you know about Life After Hate and other groups that are actually trying to get young people out of this dead end of white extremist activity.
The gentleman's time has expired. The witness may answer the question.
I've read very compelling stories from people who used to be skinheads and white supremacists who figured out this was wrong and they went a different way. And once again, I would say to all members of this committee, but particularly the Republicans, to say to the administrative branch of government, to the executive, please fund these programs. It's nice that you talk about your aversion to white supremacy, but we need some muscle behind it, these programs that you're talking about.
Thank the gentleman. The gentlelady from Florida, Ms. Demings.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to all of our witnesses here today. It is good. Certainly keeps me on my toes and keeps me very focused to hear all perspectives. I'm glad today to see my colleagues on the other side of the aisle and hear their great concern today about extremist and racist behavior, because these behaviors have existed in this country since 1619. And so, Ms. Patterson, thank you for taking us back to the beginning, where slaves, maybe we need to be reminded the world is watching, were tortured, beaten, raped, hung, children separated from their parents. We've seen that before. If that's not enough for you, I join my colleague, Mr. Gomer, in remembering a young man who was tied to the back of a truck and was dragged until his body was unrecognizable as a human being. I join you, Mr. Gomer, in remembering James Byrd. But if that